Hi everyone, it's Demaya with Bad Brownies, and today we're going to be trying Chef PK's crepe, chocolate banana crepes. So let's see how it goes. Grab our pot, and first we're going to start off with our milk, sugar, and we'll get that all mixed in. And then like one mashed up banana, and it's just to infuse banana into the mixture. And then I went ahead and mashed the banana just so it's easier and I'm not mashing it. A good little mix. And then we'll take the stove and put it on simmer, and just want it to simmer. You don't want it to boil over, just a light simmer. And while that is working, we'll start on our mixture to make our pastry cream. So I went ahead and added my cornstarch and sugar. And then I have one egg and one egg yolk. We're going to beat that until it swirls. We have that combined, so we'll go ahead and make sure it's really mixed and pour it into our cornstarch mixture and mix this together. And you want to make sure it's through combined, no lumps or clumps or anything. And so this, you don't really have to worry about over mixing it too much. Once it starts clumping in with your fork, just go in with spatula and mixing it all together. Just making sure it's real mixed. And I don't see any lumps or anything. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side. And while that's working, we can get started on the actual crepe batter. Alrighty, now that our milk mixture is already steeped, we'll very slowly add in our eggs. And that's just so we're not making scrambled eggs instead of pastry cream. Alright, now we got a majority of everything. We'll just scoop out the last little bit. Give that a little bit of mix. And then we'll take our spatula and then make sure we're scraping off anything in the bottom. so that nothing has scorched or will scorch. Okay. Now that we have everything, we'll take it back to the stove and cook it till it's thickened. All right, our banana cream is all finished, and you can see how thick it is. And so just to make it a little bit more glossy, we'll just add a tablespoon of butter. And just mix that in until it's melted. Which the heat will do it by its own. So you don't need to put it back on. And if you're not the biggest fan of having pieces of bananas in yours, you can also very easily just use banana flavoring and banana extract to give you that banana taste in your pastry cream. In pastry cream, you could quite literally make it any flavor you want. All right, our butter's all melted. So we're just going to go ahead and add that to our bowl. Do that. Smooth it out in your bowl. Grab parchment paper, or plastic wrap. I like this one because I always find with plastic wrap. So take that and press it down so it's touching your cream, so it won't develop a film while it cools. And we'll let that rest and cool and thicken up a little bit more. Put it to the side till we're finished with our crepe wraps. Alrighty, so now we'll make our crepes. We're just going to take a little bit of batter, make sure we have our pan sprayed, pour it in, and then as you're doing that, you're just going to turn it all around. Just tilt it so all that batter is spread out and you have a good thin layer. And then wait for that to cook off, and very carefully, once you see the middle has started to set and the sides are getting just a tint brown, you can go around and just take a spatula and scoop the edges. And then you will very carefully flip your crepe with your fingers. I like to make sure it's perfectly set before even touching it, because a crepe is a very thin batter, so it will tear on you. So let's just lift up. Use a few more seconds. Then after you flip it, you're basically just trying to brown it a little bit on the other side, and you can do a transfer, and you're all done with your crepe. Have it, so now we'll flip it. Make sure it's all turned over. And give it one more minute. And then you'll just take it off and just make as many as you want. And you don't even have to use this crepe for the recipe. You can use it for anything. Sweet, savory, it's all up to your choice on what mixins you like. All right, we'll go ahead and get started on our crepe batter now. So I'll add in our all-purpose flour, water, whole milk, melted butter, and our 1 egg. And we'll just beat that until it's combined. with our tiny whisk. And you want to go until there's no clumps. Because you never want a clumpy crepe. And since our crepe already going to have a good bit of sweet, you can choose if you'd like to or don't want to add some vanilla into your batter. Alright, we'll give that a little spatula mix to make sure there's nothing else in the bottom. And you don't have any clumps, and you can put it to the side. Alrighty, now it's time to plate up our crepe. So we'll start with our crepe, our banana filling, pastry cream, now that it's thick and cooled. Just spread that, and then a little bit. I went ahead and made a chocolate ganache. You can either do this or a chocolate syrup. For the chocolate ganache, I just added 8 ounces of chocolate and a cup of heavy cream. But before we do that, we'll just spread our bananas out. And you put as many as you would like. Alrighty. There's some of that chocolate. And then put a little bit of our whipped cream that I placed in a piping bag. And then bring the end up and then fold over our sides. And that whipped cream will help make it stick. And there you go. It looks good, and I'd say the recipe turned out really great. Tune in next time. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future, or if you have any recommendations. Bye.